I was like, that's my man. That's my man. And so then it all ended because, it ended and my best friend was like distancing from me, like leading up to the breakup. I remember she was just like being kind of weird around me, and we were super good friends. Like we were like best friends. And this girl was his hallmate freshman year. And it's funny enough that the very first, when we went into college, she and I hated each other because my ex was doing shady stuff. It wasn't even just on her. My ex was like he would tell me he wasn't going to a frat party. And then I went to that frat party and he had invited 3 of his girl hallmates instead of me. Is that not insane? It's not insane, by the way. Like, he literally didn't invite his own girlfriend, told me he wasn't going. I get on the freaking party bus and I see his 3 hallmates. Gorgeous girls, by the way. Like, gorgeous. And I was like, yeah. Anyways, I don't know how he got... and that night, I was hysterical. I went full crazy. I didn't know I was capable of being so crazy. I was screaming and crying in the bathroom at him. And then I screamed and cried so much I burst out laughing. I scared him. I scared myself. You know, have you guys ever been like that kind of crazy where you're like, oh my God, I'm like losing my mind? I went Joker mode. Yes, I was having a Joker moment in the bathroom. I remember just screaming, shaking, and then I'd start laughing. And he's like, And I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind at what he did that night. And that was when I was 17. And then, it should have been like the first thing, but we ended up breaking up, right? That week. We ended up breaking up. And we break up because he's like doing all this crazy stuff. And then, I don't know, a couple weeks later, he's like, hey, you should come, are you doing okay? I was wondering if you'd want to come like over to our like hall, and I know these girls are going to be there, but like they want to make it up to you. And I was like, okay. And I went over and we had like a great night. We bonded. Everyone apologized. We were like, this was all a big misunderstanding. And I was like, oh, now that I'm friends with his hallmates, we can get back together. So we get back together, and then plot twist, I become best friends with them. 2 of them in particular, we became like best friends, so close. Like, we would share each other's clothes, wardrobe. She'd stay at my parents' house. I'd stay at hers, blah, 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 blah. Okay, hi, we're going to go to bed soon. I'm ranting. I'm reliving my 17-year-old days. And then we got back together. We stayed together for 3 years. And then after my junior year of high school, he starts kind of like, I don't know, we start bickering a lot. My best friend starts acting kind of weird towards me all the time. She was doing things like, oh my God, she would actually just take jabs at him all the time. She was like, I forgot, but he wasn't wealthy at all. He was like very poor actually. And so she would always take jabs at his wealth and be like, I don't know, like, I feel like he's not going to provide for you, or he's not like, he's being so much debt. And like, when he goes to medical school, cause he's already like struggling so much. And I was like, yeah, but we'll figure it out together. We got this. And she's like, okay, I don't know. That's kind of stressful though. No. And I was like, yeah, but like, it's okay. I've known, he was poor in high school too. It's fine. We've always gotten through it together. And so that was just something, but she would always remind me like, are you okay with that? And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. And then, but she would just be like, that's a thing. And then, oh, isn't he like, she would basically just make me have the ick about him. Be like, oh yeah, he did this thing. It was so like weird. It was so gross. Or like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. She would basically make me feel like he wasn't, good. She was just always taking jabs at him when it was just us 2. And I would be like, I get it. Like, you don't think he's a good boyfriend, or like, you think I'm too good for him. Kind of in a way, like you're too good for him. Like, ugh. And I was like, bro, I'm dating him. This is my boyfriend. Why are you being like this? It was weird, but I never had the balls to call her out. I would just complain back to him. And I was like, dude, I feel sad because I feel like she like makes me, she's like, I don't know, just taking jabs at you all the time. And he's like, that's just her, blah, 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 whatever. She's just mad because she's single and alone, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, true, you right. She alone. She got nobody. And so, I was like, yeah, it's just like, yeah. So then, she started being weird. So I was like, I'm a distance from her. So I started distancing a bit from her. And then like me and him start going through problems. And And I guess like we decided to break up because, I don't know, we broke up in a really weird way. Like we just thought like, I remember one of the reasons was like, I know that I'm going to go to vet school and you're going to go to med school. And he's like, I love you so much that I don't think that I could handle being away from you. So we have to break up now, kind of thing. It was weird. It was almost like preemptive breaking up. Like we know we're going to split up, so we should do it now. Like this is not going to last. And I was like, what? And he's like, I love you so much that like even being away from you for this 2-week period is like killing me. And I was like, wow, okay. And I was having some thoughts about him. I don't know, maybe the seeds were planted from this girl, but I was already kind of like, maybe it's been like, maybe we've run our course. I don't know. So I agreed with him. I was like, you know what? You're right. Like maybe if this is already like you're not like trying to fight for this, then like maybe it's the end. And so we break up, and then we break up, and then I go to like I remember at the time I was like kind of not, I don't know, I was like trying to talk to her or something, but she just like never talked to me from there. I think she just ghosted me. And I find out like, 2 weeks later, there's just people who are telling me, they're like, hey, Leslie, you know that like they're like together. And I was like, no, they're not. They would never do that shit. Like, no, we've been best friends for 3 years. And they're like, oh, no, they're like definitely together. Like, I just like heads up, like before you see it on Instagram or whatever. And I was like, that's just not possible. Like, also because during our relationship, I would tell him like, you'd never like date her, right? And he's always like, of course not. I would never do that. Like, are you crazy? I don't find her attractive at all. She's like a freaking sister. And I was like, okay, I'm just like, sometimes I worry. And then he's like, bruh, don't even put that idea in my head. That's disgusting. I was like, sorry. And he's like, ugh. So I was like, that's in my mind how he'd talk about her. So like, when I was like, no, they're not together, because he does not view her like that. Like he would always tell me he's just like grossed out, at the thought of it. Like, don't even put that idea in his mind. I would think. So, but people are like, no, they straight up, they're like together. You should need to know that. And I was like, no. I was just in full denial. I would see like photos of them in a jacuzzi together later on Instagram. And I'm like, nah, that's not real, right? And then, of course it was. And then I would go to school and I was just avoiding them. And also I lost all my friends to this, because all of my friends were his friends. I had assimilated into his friend group. It was all his friends. Yeah, all of them. So then I was like, oh, I have no friends. And like, luckily my friend Ina was there for me. My friend Ina had my back, and she took me in. And she's like, come live with me. She was like, yeah, she just had my back. Oh my God. She was like, don't worry. We're going to go out. We're going to move on. And she let me cry to her all the time. I didn't go to class. I didn't wear makeup because I would just cry. I'd be in chemistry, I remember, and and I was suffering from, I think, a UTI at this time as well. So it was just a mess. I was like having UTI, like a random UTIs, and just crying. And it was just, it was a dark time. I would hide away in school, and I was missing my friends a lot. And then like 6 months later, and then I was like, I have no purpose in life. I have nothing to do in life, because my whole life was this guy. I was going to marry him and have kids with him, and we were going to have a science room, and he was going to be a doctor, and I was going to be a vet, and my entire life is for this guy that I love, and we're not together. What do I do with my damn life? And it feels like the end of the world when you're going through it. Like, this is like, oh my God, it breaks you. It's just like, you are always sad. All the like time you're thinking I'm wasted. I'm never gonna find love again, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're just like aching every day. Breakups suck. Like, it sucks. And sometimes you lose more than your boyfriend or your girlfriend, so you lose your friends, right? And you're avoiding people. You're anxious all the time because you're walking around campus like, oh my God, I'm going to see her in this class, or I'm going to walk by her here. She might be at the freaking tea place I go to, or we always would go here together and eat. Now she's going to be there. I got to dodge that place and dodge this place. It'd be like that. You're just avoiding everybody. And then you lose your best friend, the person that you would go to when you're in all this pain, the person that you want to cry to is gone. You want to tell them, but they're the person that's causing you the pain, and they miss you and you miss them, but you can't tell them you miss them. And you're just like, oh my God, I miss them. But you don't look pathetic to your friends. So you don't even say that. Are you okay? You're like, no, I'm doing okay, but you're not doing okay. You're not. It sucks.